Hello guys, welcome back to the new session of Programming Problem Breaker. So in this session, we're gonna solve a medium level of SQL question. So this question has been also a part of JP Morgan, Chase and Bloomberg. So these three companies have asked these problems in their interviews. So it is a type of interview question also. So in problem statement, they have said that Bank of Ireland has requested that you detect invalid transactions. Okay. So this is our first problem segment, we can say, and after that he settled in only December 2022. So from the first line we can say this type of question is of a bank records. Must have a bank records. From that we can find invalid transactions. So first we can find the schema in dataset. So you can see in schema in dataset they have provided a table which is the name of BOI transaction. So I can show you how it look like. So you can now see this is the table. So in records table we can say BOI transactions, Bank of Ireland transactions. This means, so it's a question of like Bank of Ireland. So you can see in table they have named it BOI transactions. So you can see a particular transaction as its ID and the timestamp. Timestamp means the on which time, on which day the particular transactions were made. So you can see transaction ID 151 was made in December 2022 on 03 and 10 to 15. So this is how this all data is given. So from the data we have to find the invalid transaction. So we can say we have to find in December 2022. So after that is center in invalid transaction is one that occurs outside of the bank's normal business hours. So we have to find only those transactions that occurs outside of the business normal business hours. So we can say they have given a following are the hours of operation of all branches. So we can say we can neglect these transactions. So you can see these are the hours of all branches. So they have said that Monday to Friday of 9 to 16, Saturday and Sunday are closed. Irish public holidays are 25th and 26th December. And the last one is they have said that determine the transaction IDs of all invalid transactions. So we can go through by the our first segment. So we can say they have first said that Bank of Ireland has requested that they detect invalid transaction in December 2022. So first what we can do is we can filter out the data which is of December 2022. So for that what we'll do is we'll say see that I have opened the MySQL workbench. By hit the enter you can see the data is here of BOI Bank of Ireland. So now what I'll do is I'll just do the filtering records. So I'll just tie the select star from BOI transactions, and we can say first I'll apply filter which is of the month and year because it has said that find only in the December 2020. So from first statement you can say in December 2022. So we have to select the statements or records where the month is December and year is 2022. So we can just write the where month of, so we can just write where month of timestamp is equal to 12 and year of timestamp is 2022 because that's how it's gonna filter the data for 2022 December. Timestamp is 2020. So if I hit the enter, so now you can see we have the data from the BUI transaction table which is of December 2022. After that what we can do is we can filter out the data based on these conditions. So as first we'll check, we'll just provide a condition on Monday. It has said the Monday to Friday 9 and 16. So first we'll do is we'll just can see that we'll find the number of days also. We can find the number of Monday to Friday. Because it's a type of weekday. So if I just try to hit the enter or find the week day of timestamp, so now you can see they have given a number of timestamps. So in weekday you can see it will give us a number of the day, which is the number of the week. So you can say 5 is the weekday for this week, and 5 is also for the weekday for this. So what is doing it is taking the name of the day, if it's Sunday or whatever day, and it is giving us the number of that day, week number of that day. So if you can see, if I enter the, so you can see if I hit the enter of day name, and if I show you how the day name look like, so you can now see. So weekday of this date is 5 because it's a Saturday, and after that you can see if that is a Sunday, it is a next day, it is a next day 4. So it will give us the next day of weekday, it is a 6. So you can say weekdays between 0 to 6 because it's a 7 days in a week. So that's how it gives a number. So in problem statement they have said that Monday to Friday. So what we'll do is we'll just put an and to, we just put in and we'll just write a statement. So what we'll write where time of timestamp. So we can see we can just filter out using timestamp today. So first it says that Monday to Friday is 9:16. So Monday to Friday is of 0 to 6. You can see in weekday Monday is of, you can see Monday is of 0 and Friday is of 4. So just we need only those days which is of 0 to 4. So for filtering out the days which is of Saturday and Sunday, what we need is we have to filter out these days 5 and 6. So what we'll do is we'll put in condition also, which is say and weekday of timestamp in 5 and 6. So what it will do is it will just take only the those records where the days 5 and 6. So if it is Saturday or Sunday, so it will take down as invalid transactions, record as a invalid transactions. So after this condition we can put out our second condition, which is of 9 and 6. So we know the valid transaction occurs between these two times. So first we have figure out the Saturday and Sunday. Now our Monday to Friday is left. So in Monday to Friday we can filter out the data from 9 to 6. And how we can do is we can just compare the timestamp which is of less than 9 and the transaction of which is occurred after the 16. So we can put out this condition which is of or timestamp. We can just put out or time of timestamp is less than, we can say if it is less than 9, so it is a valid transaction because before that there is no official hour. After that we can do same for the 16 also. So you can see timestamp of this is greater than 16. So if it occurs after 16, so it is also a valid transaction because it is of occurring after the official hour. So you can just see. So now this is the condition for the time also. So you can see we have put out the condition for 0, 9 and 16. So what it will do is it will take only those transactions which is before 900 and after 1600 as a invalid transactions because it is outside of official hours of bank. So after that, we have provided these two conditions. We have taken out the Saturday and Sunday are closed, and we have taken out the 5 and 6 for Saturday and Sunday. And after that, we have put out the 0916 condition. And after it is said that here is public holidays 25th and 26th December. So the transaction which is occurring on these 25 and 26 will also be the invalid transaction. So what we'll do is we'll put our condition for filtering out these transactions also. So what we can do is we can write just a condition for taking these transactions as or day of time stamp in 25 and 26, and the month should be 12 because it's a 25 and 26 December skull to 12. So now you can just see is we can just put out this whole condition in a comma. So now if I put enter, so now you can see we have only those transactions which is of invalid. So now you can see this. So our first transaction 1051 is transaction ID, transaction stamp. So for better understanding, I can show you by using the day name of timestamp because it will be easier to understand. So now you can see our transaction is 1051, which is of Saturday. So if it will filter out this transaction at this level. So when it will see that this transaction is of Saturday, as 5 is the weekly number for Saturday, it will filter out these transactions. It will take this. So after that 1052, you can see it is of also Saturday, and 53 and 54 for Sunday. It will note at 6 and it will just filter out. So after that on Monday transaction, you can see this transaction is filtered out because it is less than 9. It is of 8:15, so it is also invalid transaction. So after that you can see on Monday, second transaction is after 16, so it is after the official hour of the transaction. So this is how we solve this problem, guys. So in the last statement, it is said that determine the transaction IDs of all the invalid transactions. So for determining the ID, what we'll do this, we'll just write the transaction as ID. So if I hit the enter, I got the ID of only invalid transactions. So that's how, guys, this problem is solved. So it's a little bit of tricky, but by step and in segments we can break this problem, and we can solve out this problem in a good professional or manner way. So that's all, guys, from my side. Thank you. Bye bye.